Common Sense Crypto back up in the mix.
Coming at you with a no smoke up your ass edition of the Common Sense Crypto channel, where we trade sideways on the MONEYGRAM shares for 2 months straight, June, July. And we keep trading sideways because people keep putting this BS out about merger targets and
Bloomberg is 80% correct whenever they report a merger.
bullshit. We would have heard something by now, but it's still holding the old MONEYGRAM hostage. As far as my opinion goes, they have claimed that they will release their earnings pre-market July 31st, Friday. I don't believe it. They're usually the week after they announce earnings. My plan of action is to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And with my foot that is out right now, I'm planning on picking up some shares around 250, maybe under, on Friday evening, if they actually report this on Friday. There's no way that they're going to have very good revenue. I just don't see it. Common sense tells me that your storefronts are closed. The main portion of MONEYGRAM's business are people that have no bank accounts. They have to walk into a storefront and send money to somebody. The digital thing is nice, but your storefronts are your main business, and they were closed. That is the facts. So as far as I'm concerned, this thing is probably going to be 250 or below Friday evening. And that's my plan, is to pick it back up for under 250, because the week after, we should get year over year. The old digital
Prop the stock up.
year over year digital growth. You know, the one where they say, yeah, we're kicking ass digital, and then they don't mention, yeah, our storefronts were closed. That's cool. I mean, you know, they've helped prop the stock up with this without reporting that the storefronts are closed. They've opened since then, I believe, fully, I should say. And I'm sure they've done better since then, but the fact remains they were completely closed for a while. So back to my plan. Friday, me personally, this is not advice. Don't get mad at me if you do this and it don't work. I'm half in and half out. And I'm waiting for Friday evening if this earnings thing happens. And if I can get in under 250, I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to wait for August the 9th. Which will probably be more like an August the 7th to have the year-over-year digital transaction growth. The monthly stock bump, as I call it. Where they'll report probably 110% year-over-year through August. Because you get close to the end of the year and people start sending more and more money. That's why I think it'll go to 110%. But that's my plan. Buy for 250, and hopefully we're back over 3 a week later, and it will be a successful reposition for myself. I don't want to send that out there as investment advice. I don't want to make a price prediction, because we all know some people get mad and angry if things don't work out. That's fine. Get mad and angry. I'm just putting my dang opinion out here. So we traded sideways for 2 months. I don't know how they did. This is crazy that these little news stories, I mean, the one came out. One just came out. This, merger targets. Okay, if MONEYGRAM was a merger target, somebody would have scooped this thing up when it was $1.18 a share 3 months ago. Why wait until it's more valuable? That it was an opportunity of a lifetime to take out your competition, to buy MONEYGRAM for $1 something a share, just hostile takeover, or at the very least, own a chunk of it like Ripple does. Which brings me to my next point. Hopefully this earnings report will tell us what in the heck's going on with Ripple. What is their relationship to MONEYGRAM right now? Why does MONEYGRAM not use Ripple more? What does Ripple plan to do for MoneyGram? What does Ripple plan to do with itself? These are all questions that will be answered in the next MoneyGram earnings report. But don't hold your breath. I'm not going to hold mine. Alright, on to my next thing. I made this video once already, but it was too damn long. So here we go. We saw Bitcoin over 10,000 for a couple minutes. It's back down to 98, 95. XRP, I think, hit 23 cents for no apparent reason. Nobody knows what's going on with any of that stuff right now. Ripple claims that India is the problem, as far as I understand. Last video that you guys didn't get to see because it was like 30 minutes. Yeah, I couldn't sit here and make a 30-minute video. It takes forever to load videos on YouTube. I'm trying to keep this short. And in keeping it short, I want to talk about people still talking about Enron. Now, being from the Gulf Coast, the Houston area, born and raised, generations, great-great-grandfather, mayor of Houston, for a short time. Now, granted, he was half outlaw, half lawman, but that's how it was back then. He was still mayor and chief of police. You know how it went. We're talking about Wild Wild West. Enron. Have it on very good authority. Enron's assets were finally all sold. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago. And what they found out was that Enron was worth more money than what all that stuff was ever about. Enron's assets were worth an astronomical amount of money. You know, and it's a perfect example of fake it until you make it. They just couldn't fake it long enough, or they just couldn't produce documentation to say they were able to pay their debts. Or whatever. It's been so long ago, whatever happened, whatever the news claimed happened, didn't happen probably. And whatever really happened, happened. Now they're trying to throw this Wirecard company under the bus. I'm limited for time. This is already 9 minutes. Look up Wirecard. You know, these companies all run on debt. I think that is the point I'm trying to make. Fake it till you make it means, can you pay your debt payments? Now, if you're in debt $50 million and you have marks you have to hit, payments you have to make, can your revenue make those payments? That is how these companies determine if they are liquid and if they are making money, is can they make their debt payments? That's not the way I operate in life, but that's the way companies operate. And that's all I got on that. So we got, of course, I put money in Chainlink because it was going up, and it's just floundering around. Ethereum got a bump. It's been heading up. This Ethereum seems to have more of the momentum right now. I think momentum is the best word to use. I don't know that there's anything real being done with Ethereum yet. Kind of like the way XRP was being sloshed around, but it did nothing for the price. Because you could slosh it around, but it never builds the value because nobody ever holds it. You know, ODL, it just sloshes in the same pool. It doesn't move to other pools. I'm not going to rant on that. We don't know what Ripple's doing. Hopefully this earnings report the MoneyGram earnings report will let us have some insight into what Ripple's deal is right now, what they do, where they're going, and why MoneyGram's not using more of their services. Or maybe they are. Which would be great news because then you would get a bump in MoneyGram and an XRP price. For those holders of XRP, I no longer hold XRP right now because it's just not doing anything. It has no momentum. There's no reason to hold it right now. So far, you know I could get burned at any time. If something happens in 10 minutes, it could blow up. I know the consequences, But right now the stock market is like a big giant casino. The ringmaster is pumping things up, and then all of a sudden them things disappear and people lose all their unemployment money. But I'm not going to go there. I went there on the last video. Like and subscribe, ring the bell. Common Sense Crypto out.